What's up everyone, welcome to the video, and today I'm going to be talking about a few things that you have to do on a rest day to make sure that you're still hitting your progress. I know a lot of us are busy with work and school, but that doesn't mean that you can slack off on your fitness goals. So today I'm going to show you some of the things that I do to make sure that I'm still hitting my fitness goals on a rest day, even while being able to have fun and go out and do the things that I want to do. So if you're a young guy in school or you're someone who's just starting out at work and you want to know some good ways to stay in shape, then make sure to stay tuned because I think this will help you out a lot. Now, one of the first things that I did want to talk about, and you might have noticed, is my crazy hair. What's happening is I'm actually trying to grow it out into a luxurious mane of sorts, but obviously it's not quite there. So you're gonna see that it's looking a little bit awkward just until it grows out, but you know, bear with me here in my videos. So my first big tip is going to be having a routine. I've talked about this before, but even on a rest day, it doesn't mean that you get to slack off. So maybe you're a little bit tired, but the first thing that I do every day is I get up and I get in a walk of about 6,000 steps. And that just sets me up in a good spot because I know that I want to get at least 10K steps. And if I knock out at least 6 of those in the morning, then I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the day, and I'll get it organically just from doing other stuff. Having a routine takes a lot of discipline, but if you're someone who struggles to stay consistent, this is something that you're really going to have to adopt. After about 20 to 30 days, you're barely even gonna notice it, and it's just gonna become something that you do automatically. So if you don't have a routine yet, the biggest one I can suggest is to not look at your phone in the morning, go get morning sunlight, and go get a walk. Because the morning sunlight is actually gonna reset your circadian rhythm. It's gonna give you great energy. It's gonna make you feel just more positive throughout the day. And the lack of stimulation is gonna rewire your brain's dopamine system, and you're just gonna feel better overall. When I was in school, I know that I would often wake up and I would just lay in bed and be like, oh, today's a lazy day, and I would scroll on my phone, and that really hurt a lot of my fitness goals back in the day, and I didn't realize what I was doing. I just thought, you know, it's cool to be lazy, but it's not. You want to get out there and you want to be active and you want to get your body moving. Another part of my morning routine that you saw was weighing myself every single day. A lot of times we just want to ignore the scale, and one day we're like, oh, I just gained all this weight out of nowhere. And the reality is your weight has been creeping up on you the entire time. You just didn't want to look at your scale. And so if you're new to this, I recommend weighing yourself every single day, or at least every other day, just to make sure that you're staying on track and you're keeping tabs on your health. Now, the next tip is actually going to be to schedule your work and prioritize your tasks. So a lot of times it's our rest day and we kind of just want to go with the flow, and we're thinking, you know, I'll go to the movies now, or I'll just go play some soccer with some friends, and that's cool. But what we don't want is to get behind on our work, which then prevents us from going into the gym the next day. Because on your rest day, if you're just slacking off and you're kind of doing whatever, then the next day you're going to have all of these tasks that piled up when you were too busy like playing around, and that's not what we want. What I've taken to doing is scheduling out my day. And if you're at work or if you're at school, then a lot of times you have a schedule and you know roughly when things are gonna get done each day. But even if you're someone who is self-employed or just has a lot of tasks in general, what I really recommend doing is kind of getting a little bit of a notebook like this. And I really like these little notebooks from MOO, and I'll leave a link down in the description below, but I just find them really calming with the colors that they offer. And I find that when I write things down in a physical notebook, it's just a lot easier to stay on track than if I do it on my computer or something like that. When we write things down and we see it on paper, it really goes into our brains. So I make sure to write down all of the tasks that I'm planning to do the next day or even today in a notebook like this, and it really helps me stay on track. That being said, I also recommend categorizing your tasks for things that need to get done today and things that just need to get done in general. When I just wrote down a to-do list of everything that needed to get done, I was having a ton of anxiety and feeling really overwhelmed with the number of tasks. But when I know that, okay, this is exactly what needs to be done today, then I can just rest easy at night knowing that I finished it up and I'm good to go for the day. And even if there's something else left on the other to-do list, I know that now I can portion that out for the next day. All right, guys, so it's about 12 o'clock and it's lunchtime. So on a rest day, you know, one of the big tips that I'm gonna have is that you have things available for you to eat that are quite easy. So if you take a look at my fridge, you're gonna see that I have a lot of things pre-prepared, which is gonna be some of this rotisserie chicken from Sprouts. I've also got some chicken thighs available. I've got some shrimp, some lean ground beef. I've also got some rice that I cooked. I already have it weighed out, so I know kind of how much the macros are, and I don't really have to think about it. And I've also got some frozen veg, so you know, I like to get some vegetables in. I'm not huge on it just because of some gut issues that I've been having, but I do like to get vegetables. So I've got some of this edamame that I've been into lately, and I'm just gonna be able to toss that with some of the shrimp and some of the rice. So, you know, I could use the rotisserie chicken, but I have time and I'm at home, so I might as well cook something fresh and leave that for when I'm really in a pinch. If I'm really on the go, then I do have some fruit snacks in the pantry, like apples, bananas. I've also got some blueberries, and that's just kind of a convenient go-to. Again, you don't want to be having just fruit all the time because it's just gonna spike your blood sugar here and there. So I do recommend pairing it with some sort of protein source. So if you're gonna have apples and you know you tolerate nut butters, maybe you're gonna have apples and almond butter or even some Greek yogurt. So it's a rest day, so obviously I broke out the Tito's. Just kidding, I would recommend not drinking even on a rest day because it's just going to impede your recovery. Not only is it full of empty calories, but it's a literal poison, and there's just no good reason that it's going to help your body grow and recover. So even if you're counting your macros, you're counting your calories, all of this is actually going to impede the absorption of your other nutrition, and it's going to lead to a worse body composition over time. Combine that with the fact that even if you don't have a hangover, you're probably going to be more lethargic the next day in the gym, and that's just not really what you want for an optimal body composition. So yes, a little bit in moderation. I recognize that everyone has to live, and I'm not saying that everyone has to live like a bodybuilder, but just know that if you're taking multiple shots or something like that, it's probably not the best idea. What I am going to do in celebration of my rest day though is I'm going to go watch Godzilla x Kong at the movies. And so what I'm gonna do is make sure that I have a high protein meal before I go. So I'm gonna cook up some of the ground beef and white rice just so that I don't get any cravings at the movies. And I'm gonna go enjoy that. So guys, I'm editing this video and I'm realizing that the microphone was not working, so I don't have any audio from the movie theater. But TLDR, I liked the movie. I thought it was just the amount of cringe that I would expect from something like Godzilla x Kong, but it was super entertaining. I was definitely in it mostly for the Australian guy, and you'll know who I'm talking about if you check out the movie, but I'll put a little bit of the trailer here for you guys so you can check it out for yourself. And let me know down in the comments below if you saw it and what you thought of it.
The Titans were the guardians of nature, and the great apes became the protectors of humanity.
So as you saw on my rest day, basically I was careful with my calories. I had things planned out. I ate protein before I went to the movies. And I actually had enough calories to where I had to come back and play a little bit of catch up, but I got my steps in, I was active, but it just goes to show that no matter what your obligations are during the day, you can still have fun and maintain a healthy, happy lifestyle. So let me know, was this video helpful? Is there anything that you guys want me to discuss further? Were there any questions about what I discussed already? And of course, if you enjoyed this content, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button so you can stay up to date when I post new content, and follow me on my journey as I recover from burnout. I post every week on Thursday and you don't want to miss a video. So make your rest days more productive, and I'll see you in the next video.